I mean, when you look at some of these judgments, like you said, 88 million for the Gene Carroll case, and was there an actual number that Stormy Daniels got out of him, or no?
No. That was I think Stormy Daniels actually owes him money for violating the settlement agreement.
Oh yeah, right, exactly.
Right? But that was a criminal case. That's where he got convicted of 34 felony counts. Which at that case, look, the one good thing I feel good about myself is this: everything I said while I was representing him on, when I was doing that circuit, morning shows, afternoon shows, night shows for what seemed like 22 years, but it was only like a year and a half, 2 years. Everything I said, I still stand by. And I feel good about that because I didn't say anything I didn't believe. And that case should never have been brought. That case was not a real case. They pigeonholed charges into, they made a felony charge out of, at most would have been a misdemeanor, false business records, and they were internal filings. It's not like those were filed anywhere, right? It's not like they were used for tax deductions or campaign finance. And of course, statute of limitation on a misdemeanor had long expired, so they had to make it a felony. So they used it to say, oh, he's covering up another crime. Whatever the other crime was, is not clear to me. But again, that was a case that was a criminal case. He was convicted, but ultimately, I mean, this guy he's a different bird because he somehow survives through every. I mean, there was a point where he was looking at 4 indictments at one time, Vlad, 4 indictments at one moment. I mean, John Dillinger and John Gotti and Al Capone together didn't have 4 indictments, but he had them at one time, and there's not a scratch on him, and it's mind-boggling. But that's he's got some onions, and his knees don't buckle. So, say what you want about him, but he came through it.
Well, these massive multi-million-dollar judgments are all under appeal.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, do you really expect any of these people to get these millions of dollars from Donald Trump, or do you think it's just going to be wrapped up in the legal system for decades?
I think it'll be wrapped up for quite some time, and I think there'll certainly be reductions. The AG case was ridiculous. That case was, I'm familiar with that case because I was going to be involved in that first. Then my attention got diverted to other cases. That's a case where about overvaluations, bank frauds. Right? The numbers in that case that they were citing for fines were absolutely disgusting, ridiculous, outrageous. But the thing in that case is that they're saying, oh, he overvalued properties to get bank loans. The banks did their own due diligence. He actually submitted every property submitted with a disclaimer on the front page saying, these are our valuations. We're not saying they're the ones that you should rely on. Do your own. And the banks did their own. The banks were falling all over themselves to get Donald Trump's business at the time. I mean, come on. And then there's only one property that transacted because they weren't into selling the properties. Only one. The Doral, the Miami property, transacted, and it sold for about $20 million more than the valuation that they put on it to the bank. That was apparently a fraudulent valuation because it overstated the value of that property, and it sold for $20 million more than the fraudulent valuation said. So, you have something to bring a real case, but don't bring cases because you don't like the person. I mean, that's what they sort of used to do back in the days of Nazi Germany, like find the man, I'll find the crime. That's not really what we're supposed to be doing here.